Welcome to Wellness Rebranded, the podcast for women ready to redesign their relationship with food, fitness, and feelings.
We are a registered dietitian, a personal trainer, and a mental health therapist. 3 experts, 1 mission.
To help you break free from diet culture, hustle culture, and emotional burnout, let's redefine what wellness really means on your terms.
We've noticed a trend and we have thoughts. ChatGPT has been taking the world by storm. Everybody seems to be using it for everything, including therapy, diet help, and personal training.
Let's talk a minute about maybe the pros and cons of using AI. Doesn't necessarily have to be ChatGPT, but AI as a substitute for an expert or a professional in an area. People, my beautiful listeners, AI can be a support in many occasions. Let's just put that on the table, at least from my perspective. But I want to say that therapy is more than just techniques, interventions, and responding to the words of somebody, right? It's about a relationship. How can AI give us that? And again, I have a lot of friends. I was talking to a friend not long ago, and there's even like the Spanish speaking celebrity in his social media asking ChatGPT for marital advice. And then this friend of mine telling me how she's going to ChatGPT and spilling her whole life to ChatGPT and then getting advice on it and how it's being really helpful. And that is great. I mean, like, I don't want to say that is not one more tool that we can use, but does it replace therapy? Let's talk about that.
Also, we all know that I'm sort of the most private one in the group. And I don't know, my immediate reaction to that was, oh my gosh, who's like, where's that information going if you're telling your most private, innermost thoughts to AI? That's sort of a red flag for me, but maybe I'm alarmist.
Well, and here's an observation, something that I talked to my friend about. Why are you telling ChatGPT? And she has a therapist as well, and she recognized that she's telling ChatGPT way more things that she's telling her therapist because it feels like, safer, and it feels like there's not another human being there receiving that information. And that's interesting because, I mean, if you don't feel safe in therapy to talk about anything you want in any way you want, maybe there's something to work on, or maybe it's not the right therapist. I don't know, but it's important. So people are telling ChatGPT way more things that they maybe tell somebody else. And if it's like catharsis, if it's like venting, then yeah, bring it on. It's like a tool. Okay, my hesitation comes with listening to what ChatGPT says and takes it, literal, and doing something that a machine is telling you when it only takes at least 6-7 years to get trained as a therapist to know how to sit and support another human being, for AI to come and say, oh, it's easy at just responding to the words you put on us. And then where it's way more than that is my first point.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point. And, I think we have to remember how AI works, which is culling the internet, right? For all the information that's out there doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate information. Anyway, right. It's not. So when I hear people getting meal plans written for them or asking for, what should I be eating for a certain specific medical condition, or write me a diet plan or something like that. A lot of times in the nutrition space, frankly, it's promoting disordered eating and eating disorders and numbers of calories that are way too low for adult humans. And it may not even be giving you the best medical nutrition therapy advice, because science also is evolving, right? And you're paying trained professionals who are required to stay up to date on the information as well, which is an element not to forget.
Well, that's a good point. Let's put this clear, and this is a fact. AI make up stuff. Simple as that. It does.
Sentence of the day: AI makeup stuff.
So I'll have to ask my husband. He has this explanation beautifully because he's an IT guy. But it's called like AI hallucinations. Like AI, yes, like AI believes the information is completely accurate and is not. Silly, simple example. Yesterday, ran through ChatGPT this invitation that I wanted for an event, and all I said is the event was October 14th. So please come, and ChatGPT is helping me come up with the words I wanted. Out of nowhere, ChatGPT writes Monday, October 14th. And I'm not double checking, right? And I'm like, all I said was October 14th. ChatGPT decided it was a Monday. Thank goodness I proofread everything, add my own words, and then I'm like, so I tell ChatGPT, it's not Monday, it's a Tuesday. And ChatGPT, oh, sorry, it's Monday, and then corrects it. Silly example, but true. So AI can tell you when you tell AI, hey, I've resentful with my mother because my mother didn't pay attention to me when I was little and I felt left out. And then ChatGPT comes, your mother is a narcissist, and that's the diagnosis. I'm like, hold on, what? Hold on, right? And then, oh, let's believe ChatGPT. Now I think my mother is a narcissist. I start reading about everything about narcissist personality disorder, and then I see my mom with different eyes, and I don't even know if that's an accurate diagnosis. I mean, it can go, it can go many different ways.
Sounds like it can go sideways very quickly.
I think it's important to recognize that, like, ChatGPT doesn't know your lived experience. Like ChatGPT, as much as I love how well my ChatGPT knows me, it doesn't know me that well. And ChatGPT isn't like trauma informed. ChatGPT is not like a relationship. It's not going to be your accountability buddy. It gives info. It's not like a coach. So, like in my case, ChatGPT is great for like, oh, I'm at this hotel for the week and I need a workout and I have a treadmill, dumbbells, and bands. Give me a workout that I can do this week. That is perfect. ChatGPT will probably do a great job at that. But coaching you through how you should be working out and looking at your workout on like a macro scale, even if you were to give it the prompt of like, oh, give me an 8-week periodized workout to help improve my strength and health, it wouldn't do well at that because that prompt is not specific enough. It's not watching you. It can't tell you that, oh, your knees are caving in or your back is rounded. So like there's definitely some problems there, but there are some cool ways that I think you can use Chat GPT to help improve your health. Like coming up with quick little workouts like that on the fly is probably a good use.
Yeah, I think to your point, Maria, it's not a relationship. And also, I always tell people, like, of course, if someone has a specific medical condition and they need medical nutrition therapy, then that's like a slightly different circumstance. But people who just are looking to overall improve their eating behaviors, it's not that they don't already know that a broccoli has more nutrition than a cupcake, right? It's that they need to understand their own blind spots and limiting beliefs and patterns that are, perhaps skewing the direction of their diet one way or the other. And ChatGPT isn't going to help you do that, right? It's not going to help you understand the why behind your eating patterns or your limiting beliefs or any of those things. And so I just think it's where humans are complex, and maybe ChatGPT is not that complex.
Hi, I'm Alison Loftus, the founder of Leading Lady Coaching. As a business coach, consultant, and leadership expert, I help high achieving women build successful, sustainable businesses without burnout. With years of experience as an entrepreneur, I know firsthand the challenges women face in business and leadership. That's why I'm passionate about empowering women to step into their confidence, create businesses that work for them, and lead with both strategy and heart. Through my coaching, online communities, and live workshops, I provide the tools and support you need to thrive, not just in business, but in life. If you're ready to take the lead and build a business that truly serves you, I'd love to connect. Visit www.leadinglady-coaching.com and follow me on Instagram and Facebook for daily inspiration and expert advice. Let's make success feel as good as it looks.
We're talking about ChatGPT, but it's AI in general. I went to a training where there's video, like there is an AI produced human that looks very human, and you are telling your problems to this person, and it looks like a person behind a desk looking at you and listening to you, but it's completely AI. And the workshop was for therapists and coaches on how AI is going to end up if we can. So we got to try the AI, and we saw a video of people, like trying it and talking about their problems, and the answers were not completely off. Like it was surprising to me how it was validation after validation, way better than maybe our best friends are validating our emotions. This AI thing could be like, oh, I'm sorry you're feeling this way. I can see where you're struggling. I will feel the same way if I was in your situation. Great answers, right? Here is the difference: the presence of a real human that is actually catching up on your tone of voice, on you tearing up with you in a session when you're talking about your struggles. Like there's something there that I don't know, because I don't know, but right now, AI cannot reproduce, how you say, cannot replicate.
It's reminding me, I'm currently reading the book The Anxious Generation, which is fascinating, you guys. But he talks about the rewiring of the adolescent brain, really the human brain, as a result just of technology and social media and internet in general. But he talks about the importance in child and adolescent development of embodiment, and how kids learn from social cues and watching people's body language and facial expressions, and interpersonal dynamics among a group. And it's just reminding me it's no different in this scenario, right? All of that is missing from an AI conversation. But also, am I the only one sitting here thinking like this sounds like a science fiction horror movie, what you're describing, or is that just me? Because
It's definitely like the next Black Mirror episode.
it sounds like I don't want to live in the world that I feel like that is leaning towards. I really don't.
Yeah, it can be a little scary. I think AI has some really cool applications, and I also think it's kind of terrifying. Like a real human can be sitting there behind the desk giving you therapy, but like what else could we use that AI human for? I mean, I think it kind of leads down a scary road, and I actually like using AI. I help it, it helps me come up with topics and stuff for my Instagram and things like that. So I think it's useful, but I've also heard, interestingly, that it's horrible for the environment. Like all the energy that it uses is like exponentially more than just Googling something. So like there's that side of it as well.
And here again, if AI make up stuff, or AI also works on all the information that we're putting in every time we talk to, let's say, ChatGPT. But I'm even thinking, um, is it going to replace your conversations with your kids? Like teenagers are going on ChatGPT asking all this stuff that maybe we could be talking with our own kids and giving advice out there that is coming from where exactly? Because it's sad and scared in a way, because many times you have to tell ChatGPT, base your answer on research, and then it gives you some research. And guess what? Many lawyers have brought stuff to court that ChatGPT made up, and it's being a big problem because we're trusting a machine to give us extremely accurate information that is not accurate. So then we start believing there's research out there about this and that, and it's not. I mean, ChatGPT made it up. But give me a moment here. As you can see, maybe I feel a lot about this topic.
I didn't know this was going to be such a depressing episode.
No, I don't think it's depressing. I think it's no, it's awareness, is raw awareness of what might be coming and how to be responsible and acknowledge that it has its risks. So I want to briefly take a few minutes here to define what therapy is, right? Because that's going to help us see the difference of why chatting with ChatGPT as your therapist might not always be, you might not get the results that you might think you're going to get. But therapy is having, the main thing of therapy really is having somebody witness what you're going through. It could be your struggle, your pain, your accomplishments. And can AI really offer genuine connection, right? That or model what a healthy relationship is. Many times people come to therapy to model how to have a healthy relationship with somebody else because it wasn't experienced before, and somebody guide you there of what are the social cues that you need to feed this relationship or grow this relationship. Like I said before, therapists were trained to pick up on your tone, your facial expressions, the difference between how you showed up your previous session and how you're showing up this week, or knowing that you mentioned something, 3 sessions ago and it's coming up again. So now we know that it's important to you. ChatGPT does not pick up on that usually. Not even if you log in and it has memory, the memory is not that accurate either. So therapy is about that warmth in human gaze. So there is a reason why in person or at least video therapy is very effective, that maybe even though phone therapy can be effective too, but it's picking up even in your body language, in how, again, that facial expression is like, Tara today looks different. She's even her presence, her appearance is different, and then you pick up on that. How is, for example, in this case, ChatGPT or those video there's a name for that, those video avatars, like, yeah, like the video avatar is gonna pick on. I don't think we're there. I hope we're never there. So, but sitting in silence, again, those shared tears. I've shared tears in sessions with clients, and it's been very powerful sessions, is knowing that somebody else can empathize with that feeling, the empathy, that takes a person. So, having said that, if you're using ChatGPT to say, I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm really sad, what are things I can do? I can see some benefit on that. ChatGPT saying, go for a walk, take some deep breaths. ChatGPT might say something like that, or validating that, acknowledging that you're going through difficult times. But going deep into the cause or the triggers of what something is happening, please, please be careful, and let's go back to some self-esteem. Do you really deserve to take care of your emotional health through an artificial intelligence avatar? Or do you deserve to sit down with another human being that can hold space for you, contain your emotions, feel them with you, and give you some good insight and tools for you to walk away with?
I think that's such a beautiful thought, actually, the way that you summarized and asked the question that way. That's like a mic drop. Well done.
welcome.
Well done, Maria. Was like stunned by Maria's mic drop. It pulled me into silence for a moment. But one thing that I was saying when you were talking about all the things you can't get, and I was thinking about when we had been preparing for this episode, one of the things that I had thought about was artificial intelligence can't celebrate your wins with you either in the same way as a human.
Because how authentic.
Right. And it's not going to be the same. So anyway, do you have anything to say after Maria's mic drop?
I cannot. I can't follow that.
Yeah, I don't think I did a very good job either. Let's just celebrate Maria's mic drop moment, guys.
Okay, this is bullying. Listen,
We're not bowling.
um, so take away from this episode. Oh, no, I said bullying, bullying. Come on, guys. Bullying.
Bowling, like as in BSing. I was like, yeah, that's actually.
Guys, you know what? I've been here for 25 years and this English is not getting any better. I feel like it's getting worse.
Nonetheless, you pull out the mic drop moment.
Okay, so focus. Takeaways from this episode. ChatGPT or AI in general can be a tool. Why not? Use it with discretion. Also, remember that we might be there, I don't know, in many years or a few, but we're not there yet. Be, please, very careful. That is not individualized to each person. You are more than just the words that you say and you put into ChatGPT. You are more than a cookie cutter exercise routine that is supposed to apply to everyone, or a cookie cutter meal planning that is no. You are a unique individual within 8 billion in the world. You deserve an individualized plan by an expert that went through a lot of schooling, evidence-based schooling, to provide you with that support. So I know it sounds accessible, it sounds free, it sounds that you can do it at 1 a.m., different than a professional, but please use it with caution, and you deserve the very, very best. Thank you for listening, and until next episode. Thank you for listening. If you want to connect with me outside of this podcast, you can find me on Instagram at coaching_therapist.
I'm Elizabeth. You can find me at Elizabeth Harris Nutrition or in my Facebook group, Health and Healing with Intuitive Eating.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Tara DeLeon Fitness. Guys, if you loved this episode or any of our other episodes, we would love it if you would leave us a review on Apple Podcast. It really, really helps us get the non-diet word out to the rest of the world. So please leave us a review.
Yes, thank you.